So, Legend of Zelda Games Tier List. We'll start with the 3D ones and put those up there, and then we'll do the other ones. And we may not have played all of them or played all the way through all of them. We'll just kind of see as we go. So the first one is Ocarina of Time.
I mean, I'm pretty sure it'll be pretty similar on this.
Yeah, I'm going to put both of ours in S on this one.
This is the GOAT.
Yep. It's personally my favorite game of all time. It's probably yours too. I don't want to speak for you, but if I were to guess, I would say this one.
Oh, for sure. This is what got me into freaking gaming.
Yep.
This is...
Yep, me too. So obviously, that's going to be the top one for me.
Yep.
Not moving it.
Yep, top one for me too. Yep.
Next one, Majora's Mask. I know where I'm going to put mine. Where are you?
This is where we differ.
Yep.
I think.
Where would you put this on yours?
I still think it's a great game, but I'd put it in A.
You would put it in A. Okay.
I would not put it in S.
I would put this one in S. I love this game. I know some people don't like the time, like having to manage the time and feeling like you don't have enough time to do everything, but just like, I don't know, I have really good memories of like trying to get all the masks, especially like the Lovebird mask or whatever it's called, with the really long quest with Cafe and Anju. And once I did that, that was like the last one I needed. And then I got the Fierce Deity after that. And it brings back such good memories. I love this game. When this first
came out, I literally had to write notes. Like I wrote notes down. Mm-hmm. A lot of the stuff in this game.
This person's here this time. And yeah, now they have stuff in game in the 3D version that does it for you.
Exactly. Like back then, you didn't, So like I literally had a notebook for this freaking game. But for me, I'm one of those people. I cannot stand the time mechanic, and I know they eased it in the 3D remake, whatever.
It's a lot nicer now. It used to be rough, but I still enjoyed it.
It's just not my favorite. And then also, I think I'm not saying it's a fault, because this game really isn't about it compared to the other ones, but there's only really 4 dungeons.
Yeah.
And
there's the 4 main ones.
I'm a dungeon lover.
Yeah.
And so between the time and the dungeons, it just wasn't my favorite. But that being said, I still love it, obviously. I still think it's a great game. And I think the atmosphere is amazing. Yeah. Probably the best in any of the games.
Yep. Like darkest and spookiest. I will say, somehow they found a way to make the water temple even worse in this one. Like, I feel like this water temple is worse than Ocarina of Time's water temple, which is saying something. But besides that, I still think it's an amazing game. I loved all the other temples.
And they fixed the water temple a little bit in the remake, where you don't have to pause the screen every 2 seconds to take off your boots.
That's true.
That was annoying.
That was an issue in both of these games. Yeah.
Yeah. God, so dumb. But yeah, that's the biggest difference. I will say, like, the themes and the personality of the game, like, that's what keeps it up to the A tier for me.
Yeah. Okay, Wind Waker. Where would you put Wind Waker? I know where I'm gonna put it in mine.
I have 4 games in the S tier. I already know what they are, and Wind Waker is one of them.
Okay. Is this a good... Well, I guess it's not above Ocarina of Time, right? So we'll put it here for you.
Yeah, that's a good placement. I love it. Love the cartoon. It's fun. The dungeons are a blast. It's a kind of easier than the other games, but I have so many... Kind of like how you have fond memories playing Majora's Mask. I do with Wind Waker. Yep.
So for me, I think I would put this one in A. It could maybe... No, I think I would have it in A. It is a great game. I think the combat in this one was like one of the biggest step forwards in a Zelda game, like from Majora's Mask to this one, with like the like diving plunging attack you could do to like finish them off and having to hit the enemies in the back, and like it felt a lot more fluid. The reason I don't have this one in S is, I kind of said this earlier, the like Triforce pieces, I always fall off at that point. Like, I'll replay this game, I'll love it, I'll have so much fun, and then I get to the Triforce pieces and I'm just like, I don't want to do this.
I will say this probably has one of the cooler like Ganon fights.
I was gonna say the final boss it makes it worth it, but yeah, like I still just that part's a
Like,
slog, but yeah, the final boss is really cool in this one.
homeboy stabs him in the head. I was
know.
like, what?
Yeah, that was pretty
Like,
crazy.
Jesus Christ. Yeah. I love at the time, I know a lot of people complained about the cartoony style. I was so young, I didn't care.
Yeah,
But
I didn't mind it.
it was so fun. I just have so many memories. Like, maybe some of it's nostalgia, like I just have so much memories being a hot Saturday morning, and I'm just like sailing around and going to different. I don't know, dude. I love this game, and I will say, I mean, realistically, it is kind of empty. Like the islands are empty, So
yeah, there's a lot of empty space. Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Yeah, a lot of empty space, but at the same time, I don't know. Zelda's all about adventure, and it felt very adventurous. Like,
it definitely did. Yeah.
So
still a great game. I want to preface this by saying that even if we have a game in A or B, it's still a Zelda game. They're amazing games. Some of my absolute favorites. We just have to rank them.
Zelda's really the one series where, like, there's almost no bad game. Well, 3D game, I should say.
Yeah. Yeah, like you can make arguments for all of them. Absolutely.
For sure.
Yep. Okay, Twilight Princess.
Twilight Princess?
Yep, Twilight Princess.
Twilight Princess is S tier to me. This is a true sequel to Ocarina of Time for me. This is basically what I wanted the sequel of Ocarina of Time to be. Twilight Princess. Best dungeons. I love the freaking dungeons in this game, and there's a lot of them. Awesome final battle scene, especially when you're riding on the horse and Zelda and shooting arrows. What's her name? What's her name? Minya, or what's her name?
Midna. Yeah.
Midna's probably the best sidekick character.
I agree.
I love the whole Twilight aspect of it and the darkness of it, although not the same kind of darkness as Majora's Mask. But I love this game. Like, to me, this is what I wanted a sequel of Ocarina of Time to be. So I would place it above Wind Waker.
Yep. Okay, above Wind Waker for you. Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense. So when I was thinking about this in my head, I was thinking of putting it at the top of A, but if you're going to have 4 S's, I'm putting it in S. I'm going to have 4 S's as well then. I think Twilight Princess is, absolutely. It's definitely my top 4. It's for pretty much every reason you said. It's an amazing game. It's really cool playing as the wolf, even though, like, I think my biggest problem with it was the getting those like spirit stones or whatever, or like the teardrop things. That part seemed really long, but then in the remake they made that a lot better, and then that just elevated the game even more for me. But yeah, I love the like tone of the game, the setting, the Twilight stuff, being the wolf, final boss, all of it. It's a great game. Yep, I would definitely put it top 4.
Classics, man. You'd still keep it below Majora's Mask?
Yeah, it's probably going to be at the bottom of my S tier.
Okay.
Skyward Sword. I know you have this in S. No, I'm just kidding.
I don't know. I don't hate it like most people do. It can be repetitive.
Sure.
I'll probably say B.
That's exactly where I have it. Yep.
I thought it was a fun game.
It is a fun game.
But like,
did you go back and beat it? Because I know you didn't beat it when it first came out.
Yep, I went back and beat it. Yep.
Nice. Yep. I may have put it in C tier if it was just the Wii version, just because like I'm not a huge fan of the motion controls, but I feel like the Switch version did it really well, where you could do it either way, and that bumps it up to B tier.
Yeah, and I didn't do motion control, I can tell you that.
Yeah, I did not when I played it on the Switch either. Yeah.
The thing I don't like about this game is you do kind of backtrack, but at least you backtrack and it opens up more. But also fighting that, what is the imprisonment thing, 8 billion times.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Yep. It has, so the 2 things, well, 3 things, I guess. The backtracking to the same 3 areas, the Sky Islands being even more bare than Wind Waker's islands
Oh, it's so
somehow.
pointless. I thought it was gonna be so much cooler when I first played the game.
Yeah,
Like,
and then
I hardly traveled them because they're
yeah,
boring.
yeah. You basically like unlock stuff on the ground floor or whatever, like the overworld. Then you have to go up and get them in the Sky World. Yeah, it was kind of like pointless.
Yeah.
And then yeah, fighting that guy like what felt like 6 times, the imprisoned guy. And it's the same fight basically the entire time. But still a good game. I enjoyed the final boss fight. I thought that final boss fight was pretty like epic looking, like very like
he's pretty tough too.
Yeah.
Like, at least he was for me. That or sucked. Yeah, he was cool. I really liked him, and I did like how you could tell they're starting to bring in the RPG elements a little bit with upgrading and like stamina.
Yeah, it felt like practice for Breath of the Wild. Like they were starting to implement some of the stuff, but didn't do it exactly right, and then they got it right in Breath of the Wild because they implemented it earlier.
Yeah.
Yep.
I will say the music in this game is great. I remember when I got it for the Wii, it came with like that orchestra.
Yep.
Like the CD.
Yeah, the disc.
Awesome.
Yeah, I had that too.
Yeah.
That was really cool. Okay, Breath of the Wild.
Breath of the Wild. I'll put that in S.
Okay, an S. All right.
I'll put it above. I can't tell because I prefer traditional style Zelda games, but this is, I mean, it was like a ground-breaking game.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with my gut. I'm gonna keep those 3 ahead of it.
Okay.
My preference, just my preference. Yeah.
Now this might surprise you. I'm actually gonna put Breath of the Wild in A.
Oh,
probably above Wind Waker. This was a great game. I loved Breath of the Wild. Me and my wife played it together. She like helped me. I have bad eyes. My like I have red-green color deficiency. So she would like point out all the stuff when I'm walking around Hyrule. She's like, "Oh, there's that there. There's this there. And like it was such a great game to just like cooperatively play and discover all this stuff. I love Breath of the Wild. There's one reason why I put it in A, and we'll get to that next. So,
yeah, and this is where we're going to differ too.
Yep. Tears of the Kingdom.
I'm going to get so much hate from the 4 views we get. I would put this at the bottom of A. I could even put it at a high B, but
no, I'm just kidding.
Well, so the reason for me is it's kind of a stupid reason, but at the same time, it's not. Tears of the Kingdom is just a better version of Breath of the Wild, and I kind of talked to you about it. I was burnt out with the same world, and I know they added the new mechanic of building and stuff. I just don't give a crap about it. I just don't. It's just not my style of game. I like Breath of the Wild because it was simple. You explore. You don't have to do this building aspect, and I know it just comes down to preference. I was more of a fan of the streamlined, basic RPG. You travel, you climb, force that, and you add in the building mechanic. To me, it was tedious. I know you unlock the auto build eventually, but it got tedious for me. It was kind of janky, and if this had come out first over Breath of the Wild, and if no one's played either of them, obviously just play Tears of the Kingdom over Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
But since I didn't play it first, I think I was just burnt out on the world and I didn't care for the building mechanic. And so for me, even though it's probably the better overall experience, I just enjoyed it less. So that's why it's lower.
Interesting. Okay. So for me, I would put this, I'd definitely put it in S. I think I'd put it right behind Ocarina of Time.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I really liked this game. So, like, I also played this with my wife. She did not like the building, and so I didn't do that much building. I did some because I did some shrines on my own and stuff, and I was able to like play around with the building.
So she was like me with the building aspect.
Yeah, but I feel like this game does a good job where you can figure out how to do stuff in any way you want, which is similar to Breath of the Wild.
It's like a sandbox. Yeah.
I feel like this I mean, you basically said it. It's like an upgraded Breath of the Wild with just like more, like they did the Sky Islands and the depths.
Yeah, it's definitely the better game.
Yeah, and I also think the story was way better in Tears of the Kingdom. The story of Tears of the Kingdom, like even my wife, who normally does not care about story at all, she was so hooked on it, and she's like, "Oh, what's gonna happen next?" And we were like theorizing, and like it definitely engaged me a lot more than Breath of the Wild. Breath of the Wild felt like pretty bare bones story. Tears of the Kingdom definitely went more in depth in that, and I liked like the fusing mechanic, coming up with like new weapons to try out, and like grinding out killing Lionels to get the best fuse stuff and upgrade all the armor. I don't know. I just had such a good time with this game. There were a couple other things, but
crap, I'm scared.
sorry.
Yeah,
I just think it's a better game. If I think about it, going back and replaying it, I feel like Tears of the Kingdom made me less want to go back and replay Breath of the Wild, because I would just like feel like I couldn't get places as fast, or like thinking about doing it without fusing weapons. I'm like, I did that? That doesn't seem right. Like, I don't know.
I mean, you're right. You are 100% right. Like if I'm basing it off of like what's the better game, like it is Tears of the Kingdom, but I'm kind of doing my list of like what I enjoy more.
Sure.
And honestly, everything you said is 100% right. I actually agree with everything. I think what it comes down to for me is I think I realized I played so much of Breath of the Wild, hundreds of hours. I think I played around 100. I played like 150 plus hours.
Yep, same.
I collected all the armor, everything, and I just didn't have inkling to do it again in the sequel. I just didn't. Like,
see, because for me, I spent so much time in Breath of the Wild. When I got to Tears of the Kingdom, I would like go to Hateno or go to Kakariko, and I'd be like, "Oh, look at this! This is different, and this is here." And there's like I liked seeing the differences and what changed, and like it kept me hooked, seeing what was new in the world.
Yeah.
So that's
what it did for me at first.
Yeah.
And then that novelty kind of wore off for me. I don't know, man. I know I'm in the minority.
And that's fine. I mean, Breath of the Wild is amazing, and when it came back, I absolutely would have had it at S tier. Like, or when it came out, it was definitely S tier. It was an amazing experience, and I loved it. I feel like Tears of the Kingdom just elevated it. Just like
I think what I've come to realize is I just prefer a traditional Zelda game. Is it cool having a big open world Zelda game? You know what? Let me take that back. I think I just am over the Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom style. I need a new Hyrule with it being open world.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Like,
yeah, for sure.
But I will say I do think I prefer the more traditional style Zeldas. Now if they can incorporate more of the traditional with the RPG element, like open world element, like actual dungeons, which I know they kind of did in this one. I don't know. Maybe I just want better dungeons. And to me,
I think that's one of the things, for you.
Zelda's about the dungeons, man. Or it was.
Yeah.
But anyways, maybe I don't know if it's I want the more traditional Zelda, or if it's more of I just need a new Hyrule, a new map, a new theme.
And I think I think I read something that said that there won't be like a third version of this. I think they're doing something new. I don't know if that's for sure yet, but
I mean, I want the whole 9 yards, like different art style, different, like, Hyrule, everything.
Yeah.
And then maybe with that, I'll change my mind on what style I prefer. But I don't know, man. I don't know. It's interesting.
Yeah. They're all amazing games. I go back and replay these.
Yeah, they're not bad.
Every year I'll go back and replay another one. It's
and like Tears, obviously, like I still kept it in A. Like I said, maybe I was just burnt out on the world.
You need to go finish it. You haven't beat Tears of the Kingdom yet. Shame on you. Go finish it. The story is amazing.
I know, and I fell off pretty hard. And I was having fun with it. Like I played Like even exploring the depths and stuff. Like I was some fun. I will say the Sky Islands were a little disappointing for me.
Yeah, they were definitely the weakest. I think the depths were definitely my wife's favorite. That was probably some of my favorite was exploring the depths.
Mm-hmm. I agree with you. The story is better. I mean, from the very beginning, it hooks you.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, still a great game. I think, especially looking at my list, I prefer the traditional Zelda games.
Yeah.
And also,
yeah,
I think
fair.
with Breath of the Wild, like it was a time in my life where like that was difficult, so I played Breath of the Wild a lot.
Gotcha.
And I kind of like, I would play it. It got me through things, so maybe that's part of the reason why.
Yeah, for sure.
Like nostalgia and your moments of life, kind of. With all these games that are this good, I feel like that has to be a contributing factor.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that definitely contributes to the nostalgia and the love of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, do we want to do the other Zeldas or leave it here and then maybe if we have more time later we can come back and add the other ones? I don't know, it's up to you.
I mean, we could just run through them real quick, I guess, once we played at least, if you want.
We'll do just I've only played fully through a couple. So, Zelda 1, where would you put Zelda 1?
I mean, let's be honest, I'd probably put it B or C.
Yeah.
Not my favorite at all.
Yeah. I would agree with that.
First.
Yeah, it's the first. It's good, but like there's been so many iterations that just built off of it that okay, The Adventure of Link, Zelda 2.
Zelda 2, man. I think I played it, but not that much. I'd definitely put it at the lowest.
I played it recently. It's really bad. It's really bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely the lowest. Yep.
The side scroller.
Yep. This is A Link to the Past, I believe.
Yeah.
Link to the Past.
If we're talking like 2D games, that's like an S tier 2D game.
Yeah, for sure.
But 2D games aren't my favorite, so I'd put S tier. But
yeah,
no,
2D games aren't my
S tier,
favorite.
but I'll put it below everything.
Yeah.
And I would still probably enjoy the other games more, but if we're basing it just off of like 2D, I'll put it in S.
Yeah, for sure. I recently played Link's Awakening for the first time and really enjoyed it. I don't think it's necessarily S tier. I would personally probably put it in A. I thought it was really good though, especially for a 2D game. So what do you think?
I'll put it in A too.
Yeah.
I really liked it. And it's like a weird, quirky game.
It is for sure, yeah. I just started playing Minish Cap. I'm like 30 minutes in, so I have nothing for this. Like, it's interesting so far, but that's...
Well, I've only played a few hours, but from what I played, I really like it. I mean, I'll probably put it at a B so far. I have to play more, and maybe people are kind of guessing that might be the next 2D remake.
Okay, yeah, makes sense.
Which would be kind of cool.
Yeah, it seems fun. I just got to the, like, Minish village, and so, like, being shrunk down and seeing everything huge, that's pretty cool. Pretty cool effect, especially for a Game Boy Advance game, so...
I was going to say, it is an interesting concept.
Yeah. A Link Between Worlds. I might have played this a long time ago, but I don't remember very much of it.
I love this game. I'll put it at A.
Okay. Maybe above Link's Awakening?
Yeah, I would.
Okay, this is A Link to the Past, Four Swords. I think we just...
Yeah, I mean, I've tried playing that with friends before, but it was like a process.
Yeah, I think this is also Four Swords.
Yeah.
I did play Oracle of Seasons. I never played Oracle of Ages. And I remember it was all right.
I've never played either of them.
I feel like that's like a B. I'd probably like it about the same as Minish Cap. I never played Ages.
Okay.
Now, I played one of these. I think I played Phantom Hourglass. But I don't remember it too well.
And actually, I mean, I'd probably put it at low B or high C, but a lot of people bag on them. But I really enjoyed them.
Okay.
Granted, that was at a time when I played a crap ton of DS. So
Yeah. I didn't play DS that much.
oh, you didn't?
Mm-mm.
Mm.
My sister had one, but I never had. I got like the 3DS later on, but I never had a DS.
Oh, okay. It had like some cool mechanics, where you had to use the bottom screen and
Yeah,
for like puzzles and stuff. So I liked it. I enjoyed it.
gotcha. Okay. I'll just save that. Okay, well, that's our tier list. Mostly focusing on the 3D, but throwing the 2D in there. I think that's a pretty good list.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. All right.
It's crazy how different people's Zelda favorites can be. Like that's how good the series is.
Yeah, for sure.
Like there's not like a concrete like, no,
Here's the
how's that your
absolute.
favorite?
Yeah.